Today I'm gonna make a tutorial on how to make a typing test bot. Now you might be wondering, why would you ever need this? Well, you probably wouldn't, but I just made this for fun, just to prank Josie. You know, because Josie has like, her words per minute is like 112 or something. It's like a super high number. And mine, like when I took it, it was like freaking like 82. So so I just wanted to prank her and then get a super high WPM. So I'm just gonna show you how it works. So I'm just gonna go to my directory. Where is it? Where it is? Python projects. I think this is what it's called. And then I'm just gonna run it and then talk to you about it. So basically, I run the program. It's gonna bring up the browser, have the test on, and then it's gonna basically do the typing test for me. Like, I'm literally not touching anything. I'm not typing anything or like doing anything at all. So it's just gonna go on and I'm gonna talk about it. So basically, I made this as a prank on my twin because I thought it'd be cool to get a higher words per minute than her. So the first thing you're gonna do is go on typing test. So this is basically where we're gonna do the test. Let's see, did this one finish? Oh, almost. So if you see, like, what we have to do is type the word that shows up here, put a space to enter it, and then, like, you know, continue on. Okay. So let's see, 4 more seconds. Ooh, 222 words per minute. So basically right now, my bot types at around that pace, but actually you can always change the pace of your bot, like your typing bot. You can make it like higher or lower words per minute, you know, really depends. Really depends on what you want. Can I close this one? Okay, so what are we gonna do first? We're going to need a module called Selenium. So Selenium is basically what allowed me to open up a new browser, like the Chrome browser, and then it basically allows me to automate that, or basically like have my computer or the Python program do things automatically on the browser without me touching anything at all. So before we do anything, we're going to need to download Chrome driver. So Chrome driver, let's this. So Chrome driver, you go here to download it. You will have to check your settings. Like, you can just go here, press settings, and then check which version you have. I had like the 84, so I downloaded this one, the Chrome driver 84. So I just put that on my desktop. So that's basically where Selenium's gonna open the Chrome driver, because like, so it's opening a new type of, like if you see here, this is different from my Chrome that I use right now. So this one is basically a Google Chrome web driver. You know, it doesn't have anything, like I'm not logged into it automatically like I am in here. So it's basically something where you do your automation tests or whatever you want. Okay. So what you do, I'm just gonna go back. You can open up terminal. So, and then you can just do pip or pip3, whatever it is for you. Pip3 install Selenium. So I already downloaded it, so it says requirement already satisfied. So how are we gonna do that? We're gonna do in our thing, from Selenium, import web driver. So first we're gonna create our path. Our path is basically where our Chrome driver is. For me, I put it on my desktop, so I'm just gonna do users, and then desktop. I'm gonna go to my desktop, and where is it? So we're basically finding the directory to where your Chrome driver is. So for my case, it's the desktop. So how you can check that, go to your Finder, I'll just go my desktop, and then yeah. So if you see my Chrome driver is on my desktop, and it's for me it just goes the desktop is through the user, which is my right now it's my sister's, whatever. And then I'm just gonna make a variable called driver, and we're gonna make that webdriver.get, and then we're gonna set it, we're going to get basically this URL, so basically the website. So what happens? Let's try running it and then you'll see. Oh, it's not get. What is it? Oh, it's .chrome path. I always mix that up. So .get, that's for requests. So if I do this, it's going to it's basically connecting the WebDriver to this Chrome driver because the path is that. So then we're gonna do driver.get, and then we're gonna do that now. Okay, so it pulls it up. Now what next? So we're gonna want it to type for us. Okay, so how do we do that? We're going to need to get data from this website. This is called web scraping. So if I do inspect, well actually first I'm gonna do developer and view source. So this is basically the code, the HTML code of the website. Yeah, so if you look here, let's go. So if you're gonna scroll, you're gonna find something where it says div ID word list. So I'm gonna press a little arrow, and then it's gonna say like the list of the words. So this list is going to match the words in the box that you have to type. So right, it's gonna say, song, most, idea. Yeah, it matches. What's interesting though, if you look on here, the view source, I'm just gonna look it up. Oops. I keep typing it. Okay, so we found the same thing here, but there is no list of words in this page source, right? That's confusing. Okay, so this is important. The reason why is because basically when you do view source, the page source, this is like the page source, and it's basically the basic like foundation of the code for the website. But when you inspect element, this is kind of like it's not the base. This is like the foundation of it. This one builds off of that. So basically the difference is when you inspect element, it's going to run the JavaScript from the base, and then that JavaScript then is going to like, for example, generate this list of words. So basically this one didn't execute the JavaScript yet. It's more basic. It's like sets up the foundation, the base. This one is after that. So how do we get this? We don't want this part. We need this part. All right, so after we pull it up, right, in the new browser, we're gonna do res equals, and then we're going to do driver.execute. So this is execute script. So execute script, in here, the parentheses, the argument is literally going to be like we're gonna put some JavaScript. So a useful tutorial that I found is a dynamic scraping from GetSetPython. Like I literally spent a long time searching for how to do this, and this was the only one that actually helped me achieve what I wanted to do. So we're going to execute the script, and here it is. Okay, because this is JavaScript. I actually don't know JavaScript, so I literally I don't really know what this means. I mean, like you can tell, you can kind of infer from looking at the code, but like I don't really know JavaScript. So let's print it out and let's see what it's gonna give us. Okay, cool. So it's giving us a bunch of code. Yeah, it's basically the same code as a page source, right? Yeah, so it's a bunch of this. All right, but the important thing we're gonna look for is a word list. Let's find it. Okay, so that's interesting. So now we have the word list, right? It's in the code for the data that we extracted. But we don't have the words that we want. We don't have the list of words like we did when we inspected the element. Okay, this is bad. We kind of need that. So this is where time comes in. We're going to do import time. We're going to import the time module. So basically, when we're scraping, which is called like web scraping, so when we're getting the content from the code from the page source and the inspect element, this is called like dynamic scraping because it's dynamic because it's like changing. There's one part where it gives us the list of words and there's one part where it's not. So basically, when you execute the JavaScript, it's going to give us something. Something's going to change. That's why it's dynamic. So if we run this, notice it opens up and then it loads. But if you saw that this part actually printed first before it fully loaded completely, that means that the JavaScript wasn't executed and didn't generate the list of words yet. So we're going to need to wait a bit. So I'm just going to do time.sleep, and I'll just do like 3 seconds. So basically what's going to happen, so Python is going to read this, it's going to open up the 10 Fast Fingers website on the browser, and it's going to wait 3 seconds, time.sleep. So it's going to wait 3 seconds before executing the JavaScript and then printing it out. So hopefully this works now. I mean, there's probably a more technically professional way of doing this than time.sleep, but I just like do that. You could like do something called like explicit waiting. That's like a method in Selenium, but I just didn't want to write all the extra code. All right, so it waited 3 seconds and then executed the script. So let's see now. Perfect. Now we have the word list and everything. Super cool. So let's see if it matches actually. So it's play together had when. Play together okay, yeah, it looks like it matches. Good. So look at all of these words. Those are all the words that we could possibly type. So now this is where we're going to need another module. So from BS4, we're going to import beautiful soup. So if you don't have that, let's do pip3 install BS4. Again, I already have it, so it's already satisfied, but that's all you have to do, like type that in your terminal. So we're gonna do soup equals, let's say, beautiful soup res. This is called Parsing Lxml, I think that's what it is. So let's print out soup. Okay. So yeah, this is where we're parsing. So we're basically analyzing the code that we printed out just now. So the res is what I called it. So let's see what happens. Okay, again, we're only looking for the word list. Okay, perfect. Okay, so great. Sentence all mean, yeah, that fits. Okay, now something interesting. Okay. Good, that worked. Alright, this is now what we're gonna do. So if you see in this tutorial, we're gonna do a method called find. So I'm just gonna call that word list because that's the ID that we're looking for. So we're gonna do word list Yeah. Word list equals, and then soup.find. So what are we going to find? We're finding the div, so that's like the part right next to the arrow. So right here, the div. And then, but there are so many divs, right? You know, you have div class, and then the timer, and then another div. So we're going to need to do something else. We're going to do ID, and then colon, and then the ID is word list, right? So we're going to put word list here. So let's run it. Let's print that out, see what happens. All right, so that should narrow it down because we had a bunch of extra code from before. Good, now we have only the word list, including the div. But we don't want the div, right? We only want the list of words. So all we have to do is put text. And then if we print it out again, then it's literally going to take this part out, the div part out, and then this part out too. So yeah. Yeah, I'll just run again so you guys can see. Right, so perfect, we have it all. These miss over time, yeah. Okay, good. So now we have it. So what do we have to do now? So we're going to basically we're going to separate these words out. We have like something that we don't need, the vertical line. So what we're going to do, we're going to use the method split. So wordlist.split, and then we're going and then we're going to split it based on this. So basically what this is going to do is going to create an array, and then it's going to add each word to the array. And how it's going to, how it's going to do this is it's going to split this whole thing, this whole big text box, and then divide it based on the lines. So it's basically going to add each element based on where they are, separated by the lines. Yeah. So if I do that, okay, so now we're gonna have an array with this. I'll type it out. We don't really need to see it. All right. Okay, so what else do we need? We're going to need actually the search bar, not the search bar, the type bar where we type. So yeah, let's see. Our word list array, now is basically here. Each word is its own, and it is in its own space in the list. Okay. So now we're going to need to know where to type. We need to tell Selenium where to type and what to type now, right? We need to automate that to happen. So basically what we're going to do is going to create a new thing. Oh no, did I delete that? We're going to do type equals to something similar. We're going to do soup.find, I think it's, actually no, I think we're going to do driver.find element by ID. Oops, find element by ID. So the ID in this, we're going to search for ID because usually when you're looking through this inspect element, this code, you're going to search by ID because that's a unique one. If there's no ID, then you're going to usually go to the class. So the ID is input field. So it's basically now type is being set to basically this type bar. So basically now we're going to do for word in word list. So for each word in the list, we're going to do type send keys, and we're going to do word. So what is this going to do? It's basically going to type each word into the little typing bar for us. But there's going to be a little problem. Oh no, I forgot the space. Okay, I have to add a space. Oops. Okay, actually I'm going to do this. That way we can see it easier. Tape.sendKeys. Okay. Oops, I can't believe I forgot the space. So now it's gonna type. But it's typing like so fast, right? Yeah, it's basically gonna do, but it types so fast. So I'm just gonna add time.sleep and I'm gonna do like 0.2 seconds. This is how we change the words per minute. You can make it faster, or like you can have more words per minute or fewer words per minute, like based on how long you do the time.sleep for. Okay, but that's good. But now we have like one final problem. So basically, what's gonna happen when 1 minute finishes? So when the timer finishes, well, it's gonna give us our words per minute, right? But then, since there are more words in the word list, like than how many words that we're gonna type in 1 minute, it's gonna continue typing in this type bar even after 1 minute finishes. So we're gonna basically have to make a timer in this. So this is where we do import date time. So I'm just gonna do that, and then I'm gonna create a variable called end time, and it's gonna be basically datetime.now. So basically the time at this current moment plus, and then datetime.time delta, and then minutes equals 1. So basically it's going to be the current time, and then you add 1 minute to that. So, and then we are going to need a while loop. While this is true, I'm going to put that all in. And then how do we break this while loop? We'll say if datetime, so if the current time.now is greater than the end time, then we're gonna break the loop. So that's only gonna break the while loop, right? So we need the for loop. So we're gonna need to break the while loop also. So we're just gonna copy and paste that and put that in here. So that's gonna be it, I think. So yeah, we only needed 4 modules. That's good. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple code here, only a few lines. So let's run it, see what happens. So yeah, I think this is it. Great job, guys. Nice job. So perfect. It's gonna type. It might be a little slow at some parts, but that's okay. It's gonna do what we want. Yeah, so again, we can always change how fast our bot types based on this, the time.sleep. So if you want to make it look a little more realistic so that, maybe they don't suspect something, you could like make the time.sleep a little longer. You could make it 0.3 or something. Or if you want to really prank someone and show them like, oh yeah, I got 400 words per minute or 300. I don't even know if 400 is possible. Then you could decrease this number. Okay, so basically we use Selenium to open this new to basically open this Chrome driver browser. So because basically it's going to give Selenium control of this Chrome window. Oh yeah, so then it stops and then our typing stops. Oh yay, 220 words per minute. That's nice. I don't think we did the world record though. The world record is like 237 or something. We can always make this faster. That's okay though. So we're gonna set the path to where our Chrome driver is. Yeah, for me, I put on my desktop because it's easy to find there. So just make sure you know where it is on your computer. We're gonna set the driver to the WebDriver Chrome path, and then we're gonna open up this website on this browser. So in order to automate it. So then we're gonna run the JavaScript in order to get the dynamic content, the part where it changes based on the JavaScript. So this part. In order to get the list of words, because again, if you refresh it, if you change it, it's gonna change each time. The list of words is gonna change each time. So it's not set. The list of words isn't set. That's why we're gonna need to execute the JavaScript. So we're just gonna use this line: return document.document element.outer.html, and then we're gonna need the beautiful soup module, and then we're gonna find that word list, that div and ID word list. And then we're gonna basically, from then on, it's like, so this part was just like web scraping, with web scraping, like, or dynamic scraping, because it's dynamic content with a JavaScript. And then we're gonna split up the list of words based on the vertical line and then type it all into wherever. So yeah, good job guys. We got 220 words per minute. I hope you have fun with this. This is just a basic tutorial, basic bot. Yeah. So, prank someone. Yeah, y'all should prank your siblings or something. Josie, you can't beat me. Sorry. Anyways, that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed. See ya.